Hello friends, welcome to another weekly top-down analysis video on the gold and GJ. So as usual, we will start our analysis with the gold monthly time frame, and then we will go down to lower time frames, a weekly, daily, 4-hour and 30 minutes time frame. And on the 30 minutes time frame, we will also talk about some intraday and scalping setups as well. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we are going to start with the gold monthly time frame. And as we can see on the gold monthly time frame that we had this resistance, and we got basically we were not able to close above this resistance, and finally we close above this resistance and we created a new high, right? So we can also see that the current monthly candle has already created some kind of bottom wick, and right now there is a very high probability for the current monthly candle to come up and fill this wick on the left hand side, right? So that is something on the weekly time frame that I can see at the moment. Now let's go to a weekly time frame to find more details. Now on the weekly time frame, we can see that the price is bullish, market structure is bullish, because we are kind of making higher highs and higher lows. So we can see here, we created a high, we came down, created a low which is higher than the previous low, then we broke the previous high, created a new high. So right now the price can continue going up from here, or we can come a little bit lower to find support and then continue going up. But the market structure is very much bullish on the weekly time frame. So also we can find out that if we see, if we draw our support and resistance, then we can see like we have this resistance and we have this support, right? If we talk about the next support is right here, and the next resistance is right there. So now we can see that we basically created a resistance, and then the price tried to break this resistance, but we could not. We close another bearish candle at this resistance, and once we form resistance at a previous resistance, as we anticipated, there was a higher probability for the price to come down. So price already came down, retested the support. So right now we are kind of in a range between this resistance and the support. So we need a breakout on the weekly time frame. So if we get a breakout to the upside above this resistance, there will be a higher probability for the price to go to the next resistance. Same thing to the downside. If we get a closure below this support, there is a higher probability for the price to go and retest the next support. We have a clean range here and we have a clean range here. So that is something on the weekly time frame. Now let's go to see what is happening on the daily time frame. Daily time frame is also kind of bullish as we are making higher highs and higher lows. Also we can see this was a resistance, and if we see here, price basically created a support, right? So price created a support, and before this support there was a one more support. So if we look like more closely what happened on the daily time frame, we can see that this was a basically a support. Like price came down, we created a support, then the price closed below the support, right? And then we got this daily candle close above this resistance, basically close back into the range. So right now, if we kind of hold this support, if the price hold this support, then there is a higher probability for the price to go to the next resistance, which is right here. And if we break this resistance, the next resistance is right here. So that is going to be the next target. And to the downside, basically, if we break below this support, then we have a clean range on the left hand side. So there will be a higher probability for the price to come to the next support, which is right here. And now if we break this support, we have the next support here. So that will be the next target for the price to go. So that is something on the daily time frame. Now let's go to 4-hour time frame to find more details what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour kind of look bearish at the moment. So let's try to see what market structure say on the 4-hour time frame. So like we created a low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, and we can see that we broke these highs, created a new high, but after that the price came down and broke these lows. So basically we created a new low. So now we can see that we are creating new low every time. We created a low, lower low, lower low, and lower low. So market is still bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So we can anticipate the price to go down on the 4-hour, but for that, let's try to find out what are the levels, where are the support and resistances. So we can see that this one is a support on the 4-hour time frame, right? We have a support right here and we have a resistance right here. So price is kind of ranging at the moment. If we talk about the next resistance, that is right there, and next support is right here, right? So now we have the price kind of ranging between this resistance and this support, because we have support here, we have support here, and we have a weak rejection here, right? So like there is no point of looking for trade in this area. So above this resistance we have a clean range on the left hand side. So basically if we get a closure above this resistance, so there will be a higher probability for the price to continue up to the next resistance. Same thing to the downside. If we get a closure below the support, we have a clean range on the left hand side. So there will be a higher probability for the price to continue going down to the next support, which is something right here. So that is something on the 4-hour time frame. Now let's go to or jump to 30-minute time frame to find out more details on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame look bullish, as like a the market structure is kind of making higher highs and higher lows. So we are making high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We created a high, and after that the price came down, created a higher low, and so now we are anticipating the price to come up and retest the previous high created in this uptrend. Also, let's try to see more closely where are the support and resistances on the 30-minute time frame. So like we can see that we have this resistance, and at the same time we have this support. So we can see here we have choppy price action, support, 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 right? So to the downside we have choppy price action. Here we have a level, right? Here we have a level, and also if we can like zoom in a bit here, so we can see that the last 30-minute candle close above this level, but this candle close with a rejection. So basically if we hold this level, like if we hold up, if the price hold above this level, there is a very high probability for the price to come up and retest these highs, because we also have a clean range and the price is making higher highs and higher lows. So we are bullish, right? So that is something to the upside. Now let's talk about what are the trading opportunities to the downside. I mean, for sales, what we can look for the sales. So now, as I told you, we have a support right here, and the next support is right here, right? So we can look for a trading opportunity here if we get if we get price close below this level. Basically a 30-minute candle close below this level, we have clean range on the left hand side. So during a high volume time like London session or a New York session, we can if we get a closure below the support, we can anticipate the price to go down to the next support, which is something right here. And below this area, we have more clean range on the left hand side. So that is something to the downside. Also, like if we get a closure below this area, we created a low, we can also wait for a pullback into this area. Once we get a pullback, and if the price forms a resistance in this area, so we can again look for shorting opportunity to target this area and more support to the downside. So that is something on the gold 30-minute time frame. Now let's talk about our second pair, which is a GJ. So GJ also we are going to start with the monthly time frame. Now let's go to GJ monthly time frame. So now we are on the GJ monthly time frame. As you can see, price is very much bullish because we are making higher highs and higher lows on the monthly time frame. So we created a high, we created a higher low, higher high, higher low, and kind of like so higher high, higher low, and excuse me. So we created kind of new high. So price can come down, or I mean we can come down further down, or like we can continue going up from here as well. So like also if we look more closely, we can find out more detail as well, that we had this support right here, and we got the last monthly candle close below the support. So as I mentioned before, that there is a very high probability if the price break the low of the previous candle. So we can see that the current monthly candle did not break the low of the previous candle, and if we close somewhere above this level, then this move to the downside is going to become a fake out, and there will be a higher probability for the price to continue going up, as we are already bullish on the monthly time frame, making higher highs and higher lows. And now the next target for us on the monthly time frame is this one, right? So now also we need to see like how we get a closure on the current monthly candle. If we close above this resistance, again there is a very high probability for the price to go to the next resistance, which is right here. So now that is something on the monthly time frame. Now let's go to weekly time frame to see more details what is happening on the GJ weekly time frame. So GJ weekly time frame look bullish as we are making higher highs and higher lows. So we can see that we created a high, higher low, we created a high, higher low, and again price broke the previous high. So we are kind of making higher highs and higher lows. Price is looking very much bullish. Now let's talk about what are the support and resistances. So we had this level, and as we discussed in previous weekly analysis, so we closed below, then the price closed back into the range, so it was a fake out. So as we mentioned, as we discussed before, that once the price closed back into the range, there was a very high probability for the price to come up and retest this high. So we can see that price already came up and retested this high. Also we had clean range here, right? Now what is going to happen if we see where did we close? We got the last weekly candle close, but where did we close? We closed right at the resistance. The price did not close above the resistance, right? Now what can happen? There are a few things which can happen at the moment. If we get a bearish candle close here, same like the last time, so if we get a bearish candle close at the previous resistance, there will be a probability, or there is a very high probability price is going to come down somewhere, right? We can come into this area to continue going up. But at the same time, if we get a next weekly candle close above this resistance, then there will be a higher probability for the price to continue going up to the next resistance. And where is the next resistance? Let's find out. Let's go to the left hand side in order to see where is the next resistance. So we can see that next resistance is right here, and we have a very clean range here. So if we get a closure above this resistance, we have a clean range on the left hand side on the weekly time frame for the price to go up, right? Now let's go to like to exactly what the price is doing at the moment. So anyways, this is something on the weekly time frame. Now let's discuss what is happening on the daily time frame. Daily time frame also, like we had this resistance, and we can see that the last daily candle kind of closed a doji candle at the previous resistance. So we still did not close above this resistance on the daily time frame. Also we could see that the price was kind of making lower low, lower high here. Then we broke these highs, created a higher, higher low, higher high, higher low, and now we created a high. So now I would like the price to come down basically, and create a pullback and form support. Once we form the support, we can anticipate the price to continue going up to retest these higher, to retest these highs, and hopefully make a new higher high, right? That is something I anticipate on the daily time frame. But at the same time, if we get a closure right here above the resistance, we have higher probability for the price to go to the next resistance. Now let's find out where is the next resistance on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, also same like weekly time frame, we have clean range on the left hand side. As we can see here, we have clean range here for the price to continue going up if we get a closure above this resistance, right? So that is something on the daily time frame. Now let's move a little bit to the right hand side here to see. Okay, this is something on the daily time frame. So now let's go to 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour look very much bullish as we are making higher highs and higher lows, high high, higher low, high high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So now there is a higher probability price will come up to retest these highs. So that is something we see on the 4-hour time frame, right? So now also let's try to kind of zoom in and try to find out what exactly happening. So now let's try to draw support and resistance. We have a support right here, and we have a resistance right here, right? So as like I discussed here, we have because we created a high, we came down, created a support. So now there is a very high probability for the price to come up and retest these highs. That is something we see on the 4-hour time frame. At the same time, we have a resistance. So if we get a closure above this resistance, there is a higher probability for the price to continue going to the next resistance. And if we get a closure below the support, we have higher probability for the price to continue going down to the next support, which is right something here. So that is something I see on the 4-hour time frame. Now let's talk about what is happening on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, like it looks bullish as we are making higher highs and higher lows. So as we can see, market structure looks bullish because we created a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We created a high. After that, we created a low which is higher than the previous low. Right now I am anticipating the price to come up and retest these highs. So that is something I see on the 30-minute time frame. Also, let's try to zoom in and try to find out where are the levels. So we have a support right here, and we have a kind of resistance. Then we have another resistance right here. So let's take our resistance to be here, and the next resistance is right here. And if we talk about the support is right here, right? So now what we know already that the price created a new high. After that, we came down back below this level. So now we could see that the price closed above this level, and we have this another resistance. So basically, this is the resistance, this is the support. So let me clear these arrows at the moment. So we have this resistance, and we have this support. We have clean range here, right? And we have clean range here, right? So if we get a closure above this resistance during a high volume time London session, New York session, I see a very high probability for the price to continue going up to the next resistance. The reason for that is we are in a bullish market structure on the 30-minute time frame, making higher highs and higher lows. We have clean range on the left hand side, and we are closing above the resistance. So there will be few confluences that will make us to think that okay, the price is going to go bullish. But if we get a closure below this level, I may not take the breakout short, because that can be a fake out and the price can close back into the range. Instead, what I will wait for the price to come down. It will be great if we can break these lows, and after that, if the price is making a pullback to create resistance, then I'll be looking to go short in order to target this area, because in that situation we will be making kind of lower low and lower high market structure, and that will give me more confidence to understand and see that okay, the price is going to go down. If you see here, next support is right into these areas. So basically, if we get a closure, further close below this level, then we have clean range on the left hand side, and price can continue going down to the next support, which is right something here. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the gold and GJ from the monthly to the 30-minute time frame. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.